Hey guys, on today's video, we'll be discussing Dungeons & Dragons and all the new spoilers and things you should be looking out for. They're coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you've somehow found me out there in the nacho cheese universe of YouTube, well, thanks a lot for deciding to check out my content today. Really hope you guys enjoy it. Remember to tap that subscribe button to add 3 colorless mana to your mana pool. I look forward to seeing you guys here each and every day. So Dungeons & Dragons spoilers are hitting. It's amazing. It's blowing my mind. I am super excited. I thought we'd go over some of the cards and let you guys know what I'm thinking, all right? So the first card I want to show you guys today is going to be the Ebb Death Dracolich. So a Dracolich in Dungeons & Dragons is like an ancient dragon that decided to die, basically so we could have immortality. They're really hard to kill, and when they do die, unless you kill the stone that their soul is held in, they're going to keep coming back and beating you down. And this is basically what's happened, right? Even though you can kill them inside the books and stories, if you don't kill the stone, if you don't find the unique way of destroying the stone, they basically will regenerate over a period of time. And that's what they've done here. It's amazing. So the Ebb Death here has flash, has flying, does come into play taps. You're going to want to cast it at a certain point. But the idea that if a creature named Ebb Death Dracolich didn't die this turn, and it says you can recast it from your graveyard. That's awesome. Like, it's so cool. So you can't cast it every turn probably, but every other turn is a very likely scenario. So way to go, Wizards. You did an amazing job on this card. It kind of reminds me of Aeron the Relentless from back in the day, 5/2 haste guy with regeneration. It gives me that vibe, okay? Except this costs a little bit less, has flash. I like what I see. Great card. And great little like piece. I wish I had flavor text with it. It's the only thing I would have added to this card maybe. Alright guys, the next card I want to show you is Grazilix. The Lithid Scholar, the Mind Flare. Now, a 3/2 for 3. He already is kind of a good card. You can tell. You have that look on him. He's legendary. Fine. Now, it says whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return it to its owner's hand. Imagine the shenanigans you can do with that part of it. And then whenever one or more of your creatures deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw a card. Guys, it is awesome. Now, I love the flavor text. You studied hard. How delicious. Because, of course, Mind Flayers eat brains. That's what they do. And in like the books that they can go to your brain and basically make you do things, take control of you. They use Sonic Blast. They use psionics from Dungeons & Dragons to like do crazy stuff. They're amazing. Okay? And they're one of the most horrific creatures you can fight because they don't use physical force. They use powers of the mind, which most people are not associated with inside Dungeons & Dragons. They don't know what to do when they fight against stuff like this. So it is very cool to see a card like this coming into play. I'm super excited. You can see he's leaning over the person there and he's like wrapping his tentacles around. It's awesome. Okay? Very nice card. Looking forward to it. All right. Next one. Just Green Dragon. Now, this I find interesting. Okay? There's a few other dragons to show you, but just so you find it interesting. 6 casting cost for a 4/4 flying dragon. It just says creature, dragon. It's a basic dragon. They're not as big or as powerful as I expected them to be. Poison Breath. When Green Dragon enters the battlefield, until the end of turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt combat damage, destroy it. So basically, he's put his poisonous gas over the battlefield, and anything that gets hurt this turn is going to die. I like that, but when I see a dragon like this, dragons from Dungeons & Dragons, from Feyre and stuff, they're huge. So this isn't really big enough for me as a dragon, but I like the concept of it. I like the artwork. It's got me. I'm going to give it a thumbs up just because it looks awesome. Again, for these kind of cards, I do want to see the flavor text. I really do. So when I don't see it, I'm kind of like a little mad out, but that's the only thing I would fix on it. It's a very nice card. The art is breathtaking. Okay, guys, the next card I want to show you is going to be Treasure Chest. Of course, there's a treasure chest inside Dungeons & Dragons. It makes perfect sense. So, 3 casting cost artifact, 4 to use it. You sack it. All right, if you roll, you have to roll a d20. But if you roll a 1, you're trapped. You lose 3 life. If you roll a 2 to 9, hey, that's not bad. Create 5 treasure tokens. Awesome. But 10 to 19, you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Not horrible. And of course, if you roll 20, you get to search a library for an artifact, or well, any card. But if you search an artifact, you put it right into play. If you search for just any other card, you put it in your hand. It's still really nice. It's kind of like a tutor, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I want to pay 4 for a tutor, but if you're desperate for something, you never know what's going to be in the treasure chest. It could help you out. I like the idea of the card. I like the look of it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how many people actually use this card in a deck. I'm curious. All right, our next one. Icing Death, Frost Tyrant. Look at this bad boy. White to cast, 2 and 2 other, 4/3, legendary dragon right out of our Stories of Drizzt. Which, by the way, him and Wolfgar, this like human barbarian, trapped this guy down. Wolfgar's always heard tales that there's amazing treasure with the dragon, so he fights it with Drizzt, you know, who's a ranger at the time, firing arrows at its head. It was a great story, guys. Great battle. So that, you know, anyway, it says here, Flying and Vigilance for 4/3. Awesome. Already pretty good. When Icing Death Frost Tyrant dies, create Icing Death Frost Tongue, which is a type of sword. Legendary white equipment artifact token. With equipped creature gets +2/+0. Whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. Now, equip 2. Okay? Very nice. Very easy piece of equipment to use. And kill the dragon, you still get treasure from it. So even when this creature dies, guys, you still come out on top because you get a piece of equipment afterwards. Very nice. I mean, this is going to be a used card a lot. Giving White some pump up. White is happy. All right, the Sphere of Annihilation. I like this one too. Sphere of Annihilation enters the battlefield with X counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile Sphere of Annihilation all creatures and planeswalkers with mana value less than or equal to the number of void counters. So it's awesome. It's just psh, everything's gone. It's a way of wiping the map, but you could choose and be selective with what you're wiping. So you can choose to wipe, you know, if you got some 8, 7 casting cost planeswalker, big, huge guys, you can wipe out all the little guys. Bye-bye, Scoot. Out of here. Very nice card. I like the artwork. It looks nice. I mean, it could be a little more filled out, but that's okay. It's very nice. The Icing Death looks awesome. All right, next card. Xanthar, the Guild Kingpin. We were hoping he would be here, and he's here. He's not just a regular beholder. He is a beholder. All right, so 1 blue, 1 black, 4 other. He's a 5/6. He's already beast as it is. But at the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Feels pretty much like a commander card, doesn't it? Until the end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library. Anytime you may play the top card of their library as though you're spending mana of any color. So you can just have whatever mana you need, take the top card, and it's yours. Awesome. Like, come on. As a mythic 5/6 for 6, he's already kind of big and he gets some cool abilities. Who's going to complain about this card? It's awesome. I mean, he may not be the most sought after card, but I still like the flavor. I like the look of him, and I love the imagery. Amazing. He's a big bad boy. All right, guys. The last card I want to show you is the Tarsurak. That's right. This guy was something to be feared in Dungeons & Dragons. There's only one at any given time for my 2nd edition book. He was a giant creature. Basically, even when you kill him, he comes back to life. He's basically like impervious. So in this case, I guess Wizards has taken their due diligence. He definitely should have trample. Okay? He definitely should have trample. I can't believe they didn't give this guy trample. But anyway, he is a 9 casting cost, 10/10. He has haste, which is nice. And he has ward 10, which is hilarious to me. Ward 10. All right, whenever a Tarsurak attacks, it fights target creature defending player controls. That's nice for wiping something out. I have no problem with that. But the idea that a little tiny person could stand inside of basically a force of nature type creature that obliterates whole like entire civilizations doesn't really fit Wizards. You should have given it trample. The haste is right. This thing is huge and it moves fast. But you should have given it trample. You should have just been able to beat through everything. So I'm a little bit about that. But the card, the image of him just stampeding through is okay. They should have done more destruction in the background of that picture. It looks like he's just standing in the middle of a town. You see a few, I'm just looking at the picture. You see a few buildings falling down, but you don't see anything around there explaining what happened to the buildings. Why aren't they all falling down? That part's missing. And that's the only bummer thing for me. Because he had to get through a city wall first. He had to crash through a gate. They should have showed him crushing through stuff and the armies left in its wake in some kind of huge photo. Instead, it was putting in the middle of like a downtown core of Waterdeep. And he's like, hey, I'm here. That's not how it would go down, okay? I'm just saying. They also don't see any heroes or anybody trying to challenge him in a big fight. There's a few images there that are kind of set back. I would like to see more than that. They could have done a little bit more. But still, the idea of a Tarsurak being there blows my mind. I love it. I'm so looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what spoilers come next. Guys, I will be doing some videos on this. It's going to be awesome. And if you've made this far in my video, amazing, guys. Thanks a lot for sticking with it. You're champions, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. How do you feel about the D&D cards I've showed you today? Let's talk about it, guys. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have an awesome night, man. You deserve it. Have a D&D night. That's how I'm feeling right now. Hey guys, of course a giant shout out to all my amazing patrons out there. Thank you so much for your continued support. And of course, don't forget the Patreon board will be moving and we'll be changing over to the new patrons for the July and June set that have just joined up. See you then. Come on. That card is awesome. It's so awesome. It's going to see play everywhere. If you made this far in the video, I'm telling you, keep an eye on this card. Think about it. It's a creature that dies and gives you equipment. Amazing. I mean, I would use Already just for the 4 flying with Vigilance. And when it dies, I get to create equipment I can put on my guys. And it's easy to equip and it taps things. Yeah. That is a good card. Just saying. It's a D&D Tuesday, Wednesday. I like it. Have a great one, guys.